Shalom. First, want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai Bashem, Kakadash. Want to give double honors to the apostles and elders and men of great millstone who are out here risking their lives in freedom to spread the truth and wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This is your brother Batakala Yahweh coming from GMS Chicago. And today we got another lesson for you. And I just want to start off with a scripture first, and then I'll come with the title, and we'll keep it moving. So we're going to start off here in the Apocrypha book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. And it reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast?" I want to start this, or I want to call this lesson Esau, the same yesterday, today, and forever. Now here we got a photo. And the photo is from the movie Othello. We got Lawrence Fishburne here, the wicked ass bald head, playing Othello the Moor, who's really an Israelite. And we got whatever this Edomite's name is over here, playing Honest Iago, the lying piece of garbage. All right. So I just want to start off by getting some quotes from the play Othello, which was written by William Shakespeare, who is an Israelite. And for those that don't know, the Israelites are so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the world today, as well as those of our people that were speckled into the other nations, or spread into the other nations, Salakia, and may look like the other nations, but are Israelites by their father's heritage. Now, like I said, this is a picture of Othello and Iago, and Othello is a Jake, or an Israelite, and Iago is an Edomite. And just like Ecclesiasticus said, the book of Ecclesiasticus said, from verse 10 to verse 13, you're not supposed to trust who your enemy is. And those of us who are privy to what's going on this planet, you know that your enemy can be none other than the Edomite, also known as the so-called white man. So let's just get some of these Iago quotes, and then we'll get some more scriptures, and we can get up out of here. Try and get it done quick. So the first Iago quote that I want to get, and it reads, "I hate the Moor. My cause is hearted, thine hath no less reason." And this is Iago talking about Othello, saying that he hates Othello the Moor, who's an Israelite. I'm going to go to Genesis real quick, to the book of Genesis, chapter 27, and verse 41. And it reads, "And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning my father are at hand, then I will slay my brother Jacob." See, this is a hatred that has been there from day one, even before Esau was born with Cain, for those that understand what's going on. So, step number one, and mistake number one that Othello made, was that he trusted the Edomite. But, it's easy to understand when you know that Moors were Muslims. So he wouldn't have been reading the scriptures. He wouldn't have known not to trust his enemy, because they don't talk about that shit in the Quran. The Quran is fake. But back to reality. Let me get another quote from our friend Honest Iago. And it reads, "But I will wear my heart on my sleeve for dogs to peck at it. I am not what I am." And basically that quote is letting you know that Iago will pretend to act a certain way to get people to trust him, and then, He'll turn into a bitch like all these Edomites always do. And that's why Ecclesiasticus 12:12 says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Because this guy can pretend to be your friend. He can pretend to be nice. He can pretend to care about your well-being. And at the end of the road, you're just going to be stuck with the shit that he gives you for trusting him. And that's why 13 says, who will pity a charmer that is bidden with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? And make no mistake, these Edomites are vicious wild animals, all right? You need to stop conducting yourself and thinking that these are human beings that you're dealing with. These are animals that you're dealing with, all right? And that's why they treat you the way they treat you and don't have any mercy. But that's okay. All right. Now let me get another one for you. And this reads, I follow him to serve my turn upon him. See, in the story Othello, Iago was a counselor or an advisor to Othello, who was in charge of some shit. He had a lot of money, was probably running the local village or town. I don't remember, I haven't read it in a while, but he was definitely somebody who was high up and had a lot of money. So he had this slimy ass Edomite giving him advice, and as the quote says, Iago pretended to be nice the whole time and pretended to follow Othello the whole time so that he could do him wrong in the end, which is what this Edomite does to this day. And that story was written in the 1600s or something like that. I don't know when William Shakespeare was active doing his thing, but, you know, a long time ago. Let me get the next one. Another quote from Iago. In following him, I follow but myself. See, these Edomites, they only know how to do things for them. They're not interested in helping you jakes out. They're just interested in taking your shit. But you don't get it. You know what I'm saying? You want to do your own thing, and that's cool. Let's read this last one for this scripture that I got right here. Or this last one that lines up with the Ecclesiasticus, Salakia. And it reads, he holds me well, the better shall my purpose work on him. See, this Edomite knows how to make you think he's your friend. And then as soon as you get too comfortable, bam, he got you. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do. You can feel however you want to feel. You don't want to take heed to this? Well, then, you know, go get in line and get Maxine Waters. She'll help you out. And then here we go. We got we got another one. Let me get the scripture that I'm gonna go with for that next though. Or a couple. Salakia. Shoot. Salakia. Here we go. All right. Let me get this next quote. And the quote reads, let me make sure I got the right thing. Salakia. Okay. And the quote reads, I should be wise, for honesty's a fool, and loses that it works for. So this is Iago basically saying that it's smarter for him to be a liar and a deceiver. Being honest will only ruin him because he's honestly a piece of shit. So if he's honest about being a piece of shit, then he'll be in trouble. But it's also a double-sided statement that also means that when you tell people the truth, they get offended and they may not want to be your friend or trust you anymore. But somebody who's really involved and invested in the truth about everything doesn't care about that kind of thing. They're going to tell the truth because it's the right thing to do. This Edomite don't know nothing about that. And most of the time, he's not telling the truth to spare your feelings. He's telling the truth to keep you in a position so that he can bend you over. So, you know. But I'm going to go ahead and read the scripture. This is Micah chapter 7 and 5, and it reads, "Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom." Now, like it said there, you're not, even if somebody is your friend, you can't just give all 100% of your trust, or go out and believe 100% of what they're going to say. Why does it say that? Because you're, at the end of the day, still accountable for what happens to you. So if you trust this person, even if they were being sincere and they were wrong, you have to pay the price for that. Now, in this case, we're not dealing with somebody who's sincere and honestly trying to help you. We're dealing with a demon that's going to lie to get what he wants to get. And, you shouldn't trust him for that reason as well. But that's the point I'm trying to make, is that if you're not, Salakia, the point I'm trying to make is that if you're not going to put confidence in yourself and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, bad things are going to happen to you trusting in other people, because other people are flawed naturally. The human being is flawed. I don't care what nation you come from. All humans are flawed at this point in time. All right. So you trusting in people, and I'm not saying don't trust nobody. I'm not saying don't have friends, don't ask for advice. What I'm saying is that whatever you do end up taking in, and whatever you end up doing, you are held accountable for it. This Jake Othello decided to trust Iago because he thought Iago was being honest. And the things that Iago convinced him to do, he ended up having to pay for himself. Iago wasn't there to pay for what he did. He had to pay for it. And that's why you shouldn't just go around trusting people like that. You should always do your due diligence. Even when it's your friend or somebody who you know has your best interest at heart, you still have to do due diligence. All right, I'm going to get one more scripture and then we can close it out. Actually, two more scriptures. So we got to know who we dealing with, man. That's one of our problems, is that we don't evaluate who we dealing with. But, those days are over for people that want to hear this truth and make adjustments. So, actually, I'm going to start in the John first. All right, so I'm going to go with John chapter 10, verse 10. And it reads, "The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy." And I'll just stop it there. Well, you know what, I'll keep reading. "And I come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly." So, see, this, when you trust in this Edomite, he's only coming to destroy you. You Jakes don't want to trust the Lord, and that's why a lot of you Jakes gonna die here pretty soon. Because it ain't room for everybody. It's only room for people that trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You Jakes, you trust in Esau, you trust in this Edomite, you trust in Egypt. Well, you're going to have to be destroyed for trusting in Egypt, because you already know what he's all about. Now I'm going to go to the last scripture and then we can close it out. And that's Job 9 and 24. "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" And make no mistake, the wicked is right here in front of you, and that's Iago. All right. You really need to be wary of all Edomites, especially the Edomite that pretends to be your friend, pretends to care about your well-being and be nice. As a matter of fact, and like I said, all these Edomites are wicked. All of these politicians are wicked. But if Iago was a character today, he'll be a liberal, democratic Edomite, because he comes in that spirit, pretending to be your mans, pretending to care about you. But don't get me wrong, them conservatives, them Peckerwoods ain't shit neither. At least they got enough backbone to stand on their square, though. This punks like Iago the Edomite, they like to give you welfare and shit like that, and then, pump poison into your community through the water and all that shit. At least the conservative will be out front, and you know who your enemy is dealing with him. But, fuck them both anyway. But like I said, don't trust these Edomites, man. We got plenty of things to prove to us, most importantly the scripture, that this Edomite is wicked. But even if you never read the scripture before, most people have read this Othello in high school, because it's usually mandatory. So, maybe trust in William Shakespeare if you want to be a fool and not trust in the Lord, at least William Shakespeare will tell you not to trust this Edomite as well. But other than that, man, y'all have a nice day. You know, blessings to everybody. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Makar Kadash, Kwam Yasharala, and the Bible Ball.